Blackpool Tower. Everybody knows Blackpool Tower, don't you, yeah? It needs repainting. Did you know last year it needed repainting? Yeah, so we know that. And because they're doing all the big comedy events there, you know, and all the big live at the tower, and they needed to paint it, true story. And the clerk of the works says to the Welsh fella, do we have any Welsh in? No. Where are I? We got any Welsh in? I thought it was. Talking of sheep, I'm digressing now. Remind me what we got to do. Remind me back. I'm going to just wave off for a bit because you just did that. There was anybody from the Cumbrian region? You know, like the lakes. Anybody from lakes? You know, we all know where the lakes are, yeah. And it's lovely. It's the land of the rolling hills, undulating, and lots of sheep, like there are in Wales. And there was a sheep farmer many years ago. Do you remember one man and his dog? Yeah, well, it was all around about that time. Again, a guest told me this story. I'd love to share it with you. And it was big in those days. Not now. I'm sure they probably got electronic dogs that go around. You can probably remote control it like Daleks or something. I will get round you up. I will round you up. But in those days, it was real sort of get down shit sort of thing. And this poor farmer was absolutely bereft because he had all of his sheep, and then the dog just like disappeared. He'd had the dog for 10 years, and it just disappeared, and he didn't know what to do. So his wife said, well, why not put an advert in the paper? He said, well, what a good idea. So we put an advert in the paper. Anyway, 1 week had passed, still no answer. 2 weeks had passed, still no answer. 3 weeks had passed, still no answer. She said, what did you write in the paper? He said, here, boy. But you're from Wales. It's a lovely part of the world. What part of Wales are you from? Well, you're all around there. Yeah, very nice. And of course, everybody takes a mickey out of the Welsh because of the sheep and everything. I'm sure it's not true, is it? I mean, Anthony Hopkins getting involved. I mean, he's a true Welshman, isn't he? Can you imagine him getting involved with sheep? Mind you, he did come out with 3 films, Silence of the Lambs. Did you hear about the Welsh driving instructor? He said to his pupil, he said, can you make a U-turn? He said, no, but I can make his eyes water. Well, the Welsh vicar who moved into his new property. And how does everybody know it was the vicar's property? Because above his door it said, Evans above. Yes. Talking of churches, there were 2 ladies actually in a Welsh church. One said, she says, I think my bottom's gone to sleep. The other one said, yes, I've heard it snore 3 times. It reminds me of another story, a lovely, lovely story. 3 sisters, 94, 92, 90. And there they were in the house, they still shared a house together. And the 94-year-old ran the bath. Put a foot in, put the other one. She said, now, did I get in that bath, or did I get out of that bath? So the 92-year-old came up the stairs. I'll find out. Then she got to the top of the stairs, she said, now, did I come up these stairs, or did I go down these stairs? And the 90-year-old one said, oh, what are you 2 like? I hope I don't end up like you when I'm your age. Knock on wood. She said, I'll be there in a minute, somebody's knocking at the door. So Blackpool Tower needs repainting. So the clerk of the works, he says to the Welsh fellow, he said, how much will you charge? He said, I'll charge you £3,000. He said, can you break that down? He said, I certainly can. £1,000 part, £1,000 labour, £1,000 profit. He said, we'll let you know on Tuesday. He said to the Englishman, how much will you charge? Oh, I tell you, I go here, you know, I make more, I can't build it. Oh, I said, you upset? I'll charge you £6,000. He said, can you break that down? He said, I can. £3,000 parts, £2,000 labour, £2,000 profit. He said, we'll let you know on Tuesday. Well, cheers, go. All right, well, there you go. Okay. He said to the Irish fellow, he said, how much will you charge? He said, I'll charge you £12,000, that's it. He said, can you break that down? He said, I certainly can, sir. £4,000 for you, £4,000 for me, and we'll give the job to the Welsh fellow. Yeah, terrible that way. People say to me, you know, what do you do when you go home? Well, I want to go on holiday. I've been away for 5 months. We launched the ship. I just want to go on holiday. I want to go to somewhere warm on the beach. I was going to go camping until I looked at the insurance, and if the wind blows away your tent, you're no longer covered. Nobody told me that was my word. But I remember last time I went to Australia. I was on the beach down in Australia, and I saw all the guys with all their bodies, you know how you get them, all their beach bodies. You know, they drink beer and they still look great. I drink 3 pints and I look like Jockey Wilson, you know, I'm like, it's just, it doesn't sit well. And I just said, can I do something about this? I want to come down the beach. I want to be there with the nice ladies and be bronzed and tanned, you know, sort of movie star look or something like that. He went, well, the best advice I can give you there, mate, is what you're going to do is wear a set of Speedos. I said, me in Speedo? Yeah, mate, and stick a potato down the Speedos. Try that one out. So anyway, so I could put the Speedos on. I tried the Speedos on. I put the potato down the Speedos. I walked down the beach and all the girls went, oh, mate, get off the beach, get off the beach. I went back to the lifeguard. I said, I thought you said this was going to help me with the girls. He went, mate, you meant to put the potato down the front. I like Australia, I must admit, I do like Australia. We were on the Astor in Australia, very nice ship. Australian told me this joke. It was 1964, a year before I was born. 1964. What were you doing in 1964? Having babies? Yes? You're all having babies, yeah, lovely. So, if you don't mind me saying, you really do look like a very young Michael Heseltine. Do you get that all the time? Oh, you don't speak English? You're from Holland. Holland, what a great country. What can you think about? But you're from Holland, lovely. In England, in Britain, we have a politician called Michael Heseltine. Could you just stand up? Could you just stand up, just if you don't mind. No, I mean, it's in the nicest, kindest, respectful way. Doesn't he look, can you see? Yeah, there we are, lovely. There you are, there we are. Michael Heseltine, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice to see you. What is your name, sir? Hank Butter. Yeah, very nice, Hank Butter. What a great name, Hank Butter. Hank Butter, very nice. That's it. He's on the ship. He's all right. Anchor. Right, yeah, very much. Lovely. See, you are understanding. We love Holland. What's the best thing about Holland? If you were to sell Holland on a postcard, how would you sell it? Oh, let me get the microphone. Oh, the women. The women, I see. Yeah. What made you come on here then? Well, you're just having a break from the women coming on here. You're just having a break. Yeah. Well, it's lovely to have you. Hank from Hank Butter. What a great name, Hank Butter. Hank Butter. Very nice. Where were we? Australia. So 1964. True story. So this is a guest who told me this story. He said it was 1964. He said Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah, hello, good evening. You know. Yeah. Hello, good evening. It's me. Yes, me. She was visiting imagine Prince Charles with a microphone, it'd be like, yes. I think I'll stick to the joke. True story. So the Queen is visiting St. Mary's Hospital in Perth in 1964. And there was an Australian in there from the outback who was quite crude, to say the least. And what Matron didn't want is the Queen and this man kind of really meeting. But it was inevitable because she was planning to go through his ward. And he was in there because of his waterworks, you know. It kind of wasn't working, if you know what I mean. He had been a builder and one of the large slabs had fallen on the region, which therefore stopped the supply of essential movements every day. She said, if the Queen talks to you, tell her nothing to do with your waterworks, just tell her it's your ear that's giving you problems. So the Queen walks through it's very good at it. She gets to this chap, hello. G'day, ma'am. Mom. Yeah, g'day. So she looks at him, she said, what's wrong with you? He said, it's me ear. She said, what's wrong with your ear? He said, I can't pee out of it.